Game number 4, ladies and gentlemen. It is not on the map Mirage because we already had that. It's on the map Sheltered Pass. As you see, a little bit of editing magic there. Yes. Editing magic indeed. As we're going to be moving in onto the map right now, spawning in the bottom of the map in the blue color, playing as Odin. His name is Suppe. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Poseidon. His name is More. Whee! More going in with Poseidon here. I am a little bit surprised to see this. I would have thought that 9 times out of 10, we would have seen More going in with Aranos or Kronos on his kind of life points, on his last kind of points in the tournament, because this is a best of 5. This is game point for Suppe. Suppe's won 2 games thus far. He won the first game with a beautiful Loki. He won the third game with his Isis. He lost the second game against Zeus, and we are seeing More deciding to go with Poseidon. We'll see how he's going to go, but this is a difficult matchup that even the best Poseidon players struggle with quite a lot. If you go and watch, say, Matrius play or Antos play, some of these Poseidon mains who are sitting at that 850 plus level, and you look at their win rates versus Odin, yes, they get some wins from time to time, but it's a difficult matchup to say the very least. We'll see how things are going to go here, though, in this game, because guess what? Hunt, not the best spawn here for either player. We see the giraffe spawn here, just 1. So Suppe decides not to use his great hunt here. He finds some berries over here, and this is looking like a very low hunt map, though he does have zebra in the back of his base. So we'll see what Suppe's going to decide to do. Will he move down to the bottom of the map or not, is the big question here. We'll have to wait and see where that's concerned. As I just got to start the prediction there for everyone in the chat. It's only going to be a minute, so get onto it fast. And we'll see how things are going to go. So Poseidon versus Odin. When you're playing as Poseidon in this matchup, there are a couple of things you got to be aware of. Firstly is, what sort of unit is your opponent making, and do you commit into just one unit or do you go into a composition? So there are a couple of options here. We see Poseidon players go for Mass Hippocon in this matchup. We see Poseidon players go for Hippocon Toxotes in this matchup. We even see Poseidon players go for Hoplite Toxotes in this matchup. Or even the most bizarre of compositions is a 1-1-1. But beyond that, the question isn't really what composition you go for, what fight you take, but what strategy you really go for behind all of it. Do you go for like a heroic age where you're trying to win there? Do you go for the mythic age where you drop a earthquake onto your opponent? What are the big questions where that is concerned? As Suppe does move over here onto this hunt, does decide to drop his great hunt on this location. It's really far away from More, so he's going to be super happy about that. Not only that, we do see these rhinoceros over on this location here being spotted here. So he's got some beautiful hunt and a nice line over there to make his way onto that one there. So we'll see how things are going to work here as Freya is on the way. And now the Skraeling going to be wandering around the map here, looking for something to do. We do see the villagers starting to move forward on this one as well, to move to that front giraffe. We'll see if is this gonna be an holy, hang on. Ares is coming through for More. It's an Ares rush, ladies and gentlemen. More says there's only one way. There's only one way for Poseidon in this matchup, and it's Ares, and I love it. Look at that forward gold mine. Look at that forward gold mine over here. We see the walls getting dropped over on this location as well for Suppe to try and protect his hunt, but he hasn't thought about his gold. He hasn't thought about it in the slightest, as Ares pops through, the relic coming through as well for Suppe, as he's going to have at least Harmonia's necklace, which does increase his villager gold gather rate, as the longhouse comes down on one corner of the map, the longhouse coming down on the other corner of the map as well, as I think that if he does drop Pestilence here, he may be able to hit all 3 of these military buildings. Do not know, but we've got Hippocon, and Toxotes coming through now for more. The big question is Hippocon Toxote the way, or should he have gone through for, or should he have gone for Hoplite Toxote here? Hoplites train a little bit faster than the Hippocon, and they can tank a little bit better against those fast to build Ulfsarks. We'll see how things are going to go here. Is a house going to get dropped down on this position? We do see the house over here getting broken down first, as Suppe's cheeky little wall over here is going to get put to bed. And we will be seeing Suppe here just casually throwing houses up all around his base. He's got his wall segments over here. I would love to see more walls here from Suppe to try and defend this a little bit better. But now at this point, Suppe realizes that, yeah, all the hunt is going to be in this back location over here. So he needs to put the pressure on, but it's a long, long walk here to get in onto this one. It's very far to get through here onto that hunt, and there's plenty of units out for Suppe already. And the thing is right now, Moore hasn't been able to click Pestilence just yet. And normally you drop Pestilence straight away, and he hasn't managed to do that, as we do see the Hippocon coming through, not Hippocon, the Raiding Cavalry coming through, and the Cyclops does manage to pick up one of those Raiding Cavalry, getting that free one-hit kill there, but the Cyclops takes a lot of damage for it. That's totally worth it from the perspective of Suppe, as he does create his gate there to get through on that location. Going to pick off the Toxote over there. I'd love to see him finish off this wall back over there as well, as the Hippocon, as the Hippocon now turning around, but the Hursa still chasing down that Cyclops over there. 5 HP remaining on that one, as the Cyclops now coming back in. Will Suppe be paying attention over here to deal with that here, as the Raiding Cavalry coming through onto this position over here? We see good micro there from Suppe. It's still got 5 HP here, but Suppe maybe a little bit too aggressive there, loses a lot of units. It's 49 population to 49 population though, as the military academy going to come up. But one of the big weaknesses to playing Ares against the Odin is that you don't have ceasefire for Frost. Very, very difficult. We'll see how things are going to go. Now the house getting dropped over here by Suppe. Raiding Cavalry waiting in defense here. We'll see. If we take a quick look at the map here from Moore's perspective, there's not really a good location to raid, or there's not many locations to raid. There's only really 2 over here and over here. So we'll see what he's going to choose. If he's actually going to try and move through on this location. You can see that the units here in a nice position to spot this, but there is a really easy way to go, as we see villagers now moving up onto this spot over here, going to be out. I like that, using the Raiding Cavalry to take down the Rhino there, allowing his villagers to be nice and safe, as he can't really do much else with it. As the Hippocon going to move over onto this location, looking for some raids, looking for a little bit of a disruption to the economy here, as the gold mine's at 400 gold now. And do remember that Suppe still hasn't used, Moore still hasn't used his Pestilence, and Suppe still hasn't used his Forest Fire. So we're going to have to imagine Forest Fire here, or Forest Fire here, or maybe a raid over here wouldn't go astray. And it looks to me like Suppe kind of notices it in a way. As he does come through, he's going to start picking off some units, as the units are kind of out of position here. Sniping down a Hoplite here, almost sniping down a Toxote, as this Raiding Cavalry getting a little bit caught out of position, takes a little bit of damage, but will be retreating back. Meanwhile, over here, the Raiding Cavalry do fend off the Hippocon raid of Moore here. There's now the Raiding Cavalry looking up on this location. There is still those back zebra that Moore's got there, but look at that. The Raiding Cavalry do spot this one. Suppe, he needs to think about medium Raiding Cavalry right now. It would be absolutely huge if he had it. As we see just a little bit of lag here, as Suppe is like, no. I told my units to retreat, and they didn't retreat, and I'm losing HP here, and I'm mad about it. So that's totally fine. When lag happens, you got to just pause and just let it go. If you pause, what ends up happening is all of those actions that you sent through during the lag will come through after the pause. So it's a really good way to kind of deal with like random ping spikes. These are the things you learn playing Age Mythology for 20 years, like Suppe has. And that's why he's got the full experience bar as the raiding cavalry moving in onto this. Look at the villagers over here. Forest fire going to come down. Forest fire does come down. The villagers moving straight through here. It didn't click it so well, though. One villager going to go down on this location over here as the villagers moving back over here. A couple more villagers getting taken down over here as this tower is full of 5 villagers. This is so many villager kills here. Medium raiders coming through as well. Meanwhile, raid coming over onto these villagers here as Moore is getting a little bit on the multitasking and trying to get a little bit of damage done as some units moving over here. But the villager damage here that Suppe has managed to done is absolutely huge. 5 villager lead right now for Suppe as he's also pushing through to try and take villagers out underneath the town center here as they're eating the hunt on this location. Meanwhile, pushing over here, looks like Suppe's looking here to try and get some value, but this is probably not the fight to be taking as he does realize that he's going to be pulling back. The villagers over here do decide to retreat back. There's the herdables are gone though. This is actually really, really bad for Suppe. He needs hunt here to be able to get to the next age, and he needs to be defending himself a little bit better here. Not only that, the gold is gone, and remember what we said about Pestilence. It's still available here. Look at this. Pestilence still available, and using Pestilence while going for a gold staff is 100% going to be an effective game plan here as the units taking down a couple of these throwing axemen in the main base. There's the Pestilence, but is it going to be worth it there at this point? He needs to take the fight and do the Pestilence as the raiding cavalry coming over here to get a bit of a surround onto this location. The army going to be pushing forward over here. Suppe probably could just retreat here. He can just get himself 500 gold on this location, retreat back into his main base. He should be completely fine. Meanwhile, over here does manage to snipe all of those units as the villagers can very, very simply move back over onto these rhino over here. We do see a handful of raiding cavalry coming over to snipe a villager or two as the units coming in onto this gold line. You can see that Suppe's now banked himself that 500 gold. He's got a retreat path over here if he so chooses, and he does decide to retreat here. Will the Hippocon get in and get a path block at this point? Imagine forest fire now. I'm just kidding. There was a great forest fire usage here by Moore. He does manage to block one of those dwarves as the other dwarves coming back. Now the raiding cavalry are saying, I don't need to defend myself. I'm going to go for some villager kills here. He's moving out into the map here. These dwarves can jump onto the wood, jump onto it's basically anywhere they want here as the army going to turn around, get a couple of picks onto this location as the villagers going to be retreating back here. We do see villagers now moving across the map here. Where are they going? Is he going to sneak this gold mine? Is that the play? That's an absolute insane play here from Moore. He's just moving way across the map. Going to be going in onto this gold mine, keeping an eye on that as the Hippocon come over there to say, no gold for you here as one villager goes down, 2 villagers go down, 3 villagers go down, 4 villagers go down, a Hippocon goes down as well, but the dwarves getting caught out on this location. One dwarf getting picked off here as the ox cart under attack as well. Plow on the way as well for Suppe, but he's going to have to pull back home as now the raiding cavalry coming over here to snipe some more units, but those dwarves here, they're going to get taken out. That's going to be so many picks here as the Toxotes coming in. We do see a nice movement here from Suppe to retreat out, but the units here from Suppe, he needs to be attacking here. He's not paying attention. He runs straight through onto this fight though. The 5 HP Cyclops is still alive in this game as the raiding cavalry coming back here to try and take this out. We do see the hoplites over here though. It's now 92 to 94 population as dwarves moving through here as well. We do see the dwarves on this position trying to mine the gold. Both players mining this gold mine at the same time as the raiding cavalry coming in to surround that one as the dwarves do manage to shank down that Cyclops before it gets any damage done. These 2 units getting some good damage done over here as well as the population is incredibly equal here in this fight. So he's got 900 wood in the bank. He should be trying to make a bunch of farms here out of that wood as all of the units do end up falling. We've got a Valkyrie over here. It's going to get sniped down as the dwarves going to be retreating around over here as best as they can, not wanting to take the fight just yet because he realizes he's winning over here ever so slightly. 56 population for Suppe. Moore is at 45 population as the dwarves are trading through that wall there. The Valkyrie does end up getting picked off as the rest of these units are going to be falling over here. 52 population to 40 population as Moore's got nothing left over here. The Raiders going to be moving over to start taking out their villagers as well as more villagers are going to be coming through in onto this position to start shanking this all down as these raiding cavalry might be falling here. And in that moment, Moore does decide to tap out. Suppe gets the dub. 3 wins to 1 here, wins in 4 games. Incredibly beautiful Odin play here. Moore goes for the crazy Ares rush. It almost works. He had the villagers in the fight as well. I reckon if he pulled those villagers in and started shanking and maybe brought even more villagers forward, he could have potentially got that gold staff, got the win. But the big thing that separated Suppe and Moore in that final fight was no line upgrades from Moore. And that ends up mattering huge when you have the same population. Those medium raiders came in absolutely clutch here. What an insane series. Congratulations to Suppe. Gets to go on to the next round of 8. If you guys enjoyed this series, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.